Hey guys, how are you today? So y'all gonna look like y'all looking up to me because I just set this up. I want to use my hands today. So today is Sunday, and we're going to be talking about mental setbacks before herpes. So this was very important because a lot of us dealt with mental setbacks before we got here. So before we get there, my name is Believe Spivey. I am the STD life coach. I help African American women between the ages of 21 to 45 years old overcome the stigma of herpes through mental, spiritual, and mental, physical, and spiritually. Mental, physically, and spiritual. I always get them mixed up. Elements of how herpes affects us. So my whole thing is, y'all know I always help everybody. So if you need my help, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to serve all who need me. Okay, so if you're drawn towards me or you feel like you've been following me for a while, you want to talk to me, don't wait no more. Reach out to me. You know, you can do that. Okay, so with that being said, guys, mental, hey y'all, hey, my love bugs, hey, how y'all doing? So mental setbacks before herpes. Okay, this is good because at the end of the day, a lot of us get to a point, hey love, we get to a point where we are struggling with herpes. Like, you don't know why it's been 2-3 years or longer, why, wonder why it's just like, I cannot shake this. Like, I'm at a point where it's just like, I should be over it. I shouldn't be like still crying. I shouldn't be to a point where I'm so scared or not accepting myself. I shouldn't still feel nasty. I shouldn't feel this stuff. Like, why am I still here like I just found out? And a lot of you guys are still there because you have mental setbacks before you got here. And when I mean mental setbacks, I mean you were already depressed. You was already dealing with depression or clinically diagnosed as depressed. You were already taking whatever was necessary from your therapist or your, at that time. You had a track record of dealing with depression. Or you was already in depressed mode even when it found out. Yes, sweetie. No, you have to go. Okay? You gonna stay right here? Okay, so with that being said, you was already dealing with depression beforehand, or you was dealing with anxiety beforehand. You had anxiety attacks a lot, or you had anxiety and you didn't know you had anxiety. Okay, somebody probably told you, but you were like, oh, it's nothing, I'm just stressed, blah, blah, blah. A lot of us dealt with panic attacks already. You get to a point where you just break out into a sweat, hands start to shake. Some of us start crying. Some of us can't breathe. So many things like that. You were dealing with that beforehand. Some of us was already suicidal beforehand or attempted suicide. Had multiple suicide attempts and they wasn't successful, or they were very close to being successful and you made it. Okay, so or dealt with schizophrenia or bipolar or any of these things. So my whole thing, guys, I want you to understand is think about the mental setbacks you had before herpes. This is important to know and to take in consideration of because a lot of you believe in herpes caused me to be more depressed. Herpes caused me to have panic attacks. Herpes caused, I'm not going to lie. A lot of us do experience those things, but a lot of us was dealing with these things before we got here. Yes, it can and probably will increase because this is very stressful. It's very social based. Our whole stigmas surrounding around what people say, what people do, and how people are going to view you. So it makes it so much harder to overcome some of those mental setbacks that we do have. So with that being said, guys, I really want you to sit down and think, where was I before I got here? What was my mental state at that moment? A lot of us have no clue what our mental state was. A lot of us mental state was off. Okay, I'm just going to be honest. It's going completely off because most of us are here because we were probably dealing with somebody who was no good for us anyway. I'm not going to lie. I hear a lot of stories. I have a lot of clients, and a lot of my clients were not in good situations, okay? They was not in good, so I'm not talking for people who was in relationships or they were, you know, in situationships or whatever like that. So I'm going to speak from that standpoint. So my whole thing, from your choice of choosing, you was not in a good situation. You know, you probably dealing with some things that just was absolutely not right, and you wonder why I was staying, and why you just seemed like you were down and out about it. You know, you had your happy moments, but you were down a lot about it. So my whole thing is, guys, we got to really take some time to think about where was I in the midst. Where was I before herpes? And then look at yourself where you are with herpes and wonder why it multiplied. You know, if you struggle with everything I said earlier, it's not going to change. You're going to struggle 10 times here. So my whole thing is, and this is to stress to you guys, do what's necessary to get the help. You can't be dealing with depression and dealing with panic attacks and anxiety attacks and suicidal thoughts and think you can sit there and not do anything about it. It's not going away. Okay? I don't know who told you that mental setbacks go away like that just because you ignore them or act like they don't exist. That doesn't work like that. A lot of you guys, including myself, I have dealt with some things as well, ignore it and are in denial. Most importantly, you're in denial that you have mental setbacks. A lot of people been telling you crazy and it's your fault you're where you are, and you know it's your mama's fault because your mama was on this and that when she was pregnant with you, and all of this other stuff you may be hearing, you know, depending on what your situation may be. And that makes you to a point where it's like, well, I don't know what to do. Nobody's trying to help me. I don't want to be crazy, so I kind of don't want to go get the help, you know, going to a therapist, going to a counselor, getting the necessary medication if it's necessary. My whole thing is I am not against medications. I know some women who take it. I know some women who do not take it. But my whole thing is you do what you feel like is best for you. But if you feel like it's necessary for you to take it because you're at a point in your life that you're not functioning, that means you're not working. You know, you're not going to work. You got a job, but you're at work and you're zoned out. You're at home crying uncontrollably each and every day, and you don't know why you're crying. You don't know why you're sad. You're at a point looking and trying to commit suicide each and every day or every other week. You know, you're at a point where it's so dark you can't think. Like, you know, you're not providing for anybody. You're not talking to anybody. You put yourself in a corner. You stop talking to all your friends. You don't go to family functions. You don't go out. You know, you may be looking pretty on the outside because, you know, everybody is not the same where, you know, they just give up on themselves. There's some people who are just beautified and dealing with depression. Okay? So my whole thing is, guys, I want you to understand that you must do something. You can't think that you're going to sit there and it's going to get better. It's not going to get better with time when you don't do anything. You have to necessarily say, look, I know I'm struggling with this, and I'm telling you guys, these are some hard pills to swallow because half of you guys don't want to even say that you're dealing with anything. Literally, a lot of my clients, I have to call out what they're dealing with, and they were like, yeah, I dealt with that. You know, I don't kind of like want to talk about it. You're going to talk about it because that's the reason why you can't overcome herpes. That's why it's so hard to overcome herpes, because you was dealing with this before and you never really learned how to deal with it before or learn how to manage. So now it's really out of control because now this is truly affecting your life in so many different ways. And now you feel like I'm losing control. So my whole thing is, guys, stop acting like you don't have a mental setback. And it's nothing wrong. We all go through stuff. And I don't want you guys to feel bad about struggling with life. Okay? Life beats your behind. Okay? It really do. It don't stop fighting you. The thing about life, you got to learn how to become a better fighter. Okay? Think about this. Think about boxing. Okay? I love parables. So, guys, think about boxing. It's some boxers out here who are the best boxers ever. And then we got some boxers who won the best boxers, okay? So my whole thing, when they get in that ring, their whole purpose is to win. But you got somebody fighting you the whole time. You know, my whole thing, I'm trying to get this belt, I'm trying to get this belt. So, you know, you bringing out your best moves. But it's somebody fighting you. And sometimes that person is better than you. Sometimes that person is faster than you. Sometimes that person have studied you so well that they know your next move. And that's life. Life know you before you know it. And I say that because I feel like we walked into this life without knowing where we were going. And as we go on with the help of each other and help us seeking out whatever our faith may be, that's when we start learning who we are. But life is like, I already know what's about to happen to you. You don't know what's about to happen to you. So I'm about to beat the brakes off you real quick because you have no clue what's happening. So my whole thing is, what are you going to do? You need to go to the gym. You need to get your workout in. I mean, that's doing your jump rope, doing your little bag. You may want to invest in somebody who is good at this. Every trainer ain't always been a fighter. And you'll be surprised. Some of the best trainers have never been in a ring. So my whole thing, with that being said, wherever your help is coming from, they don't always have to be a license this and a license that. Okay? I'm only saying that to you because some people's like, well, I don't want to go to them. You can talk to some woman you met off the street and she made an impact and she keep helping you through. Or you can talk to somebody who have been through this with you and learn how to manage it. And they are teaching you how to get through it. Wisdom is way more powerful than any piece of paper. A test that it took saying that you're licensed. That's nothing compared to wisdom. Or learning the craft. Or learning from experience. Okay, guys? So with that being said, you got to go out here and probably invest in a trainer. Somebody who knows what they talk about and know from experience or can relate. And been there, done that, and can help you get past it. And then at that, you got to have a will to want to win. A lot of us don't have a will to want to get over our mental setback. We don't. It's like, well, that's what I'm dealing with. That's just a part of me. I'm going to act like it don't exist. But then you are in a dark place. And you're sick of being in this dark place. You get so sick of self. And so sick of life. And you're not happy. Who wants not to be happy? Happy don't have to do with, it has nothing to do with what you have in life. Happiness have everything to do with how you feel about yourself. And that's what's kind of messing a lot of us up who are dealing with mental setbacks, which I believe is everybody in some type of way, is that we believe happiness has everything to do with stuff. It has nothing to do with stuff. It has everything to do with how you love yourself and how you feel about yourself. And half of us hate us. We don't like anything about us. We don't like how we look. We don't like how we feel. We don't like where we are. We don't like anything. So with that being said, how do you think you're going to be happy and you don't like you? And then you think you're going to go get some stuff and that's going to make you happy. Yeah, you can go out there and get the stuff, but that doesn't change how you view yourself, So with that being said, guys, I want you to be a better fighter. Be the best fighter out here in your ring. Don't get in nobody else's ring. Go in your ring and fight what you need to fight. That may be depression. You need to get in there and you need to beat the brakes off depression. If that's, whatever that may be. And I feel like depression, I keep saying depression because depression is very heavy within the herpes community. Okay. Every other client I have talked to is dealing with depression. This community deals with depression heavily. It is like literally hovering us. It's hovering us. And it's killing us. It's killing us. It truly is killing us. It's people not living their best life because they don't want to do what's necessary. Stop living in denial. Denial is not going to change you crying. Denial is not going to change that you want to hurt yourself. Denial's not going to change that you're going to have to invest here. You got to do something. And you got to understand that something is going to be hard every day. That something is going to be, I don't want to do it today. That something is going to be like, I don't think I can do this today. That something may be, I need some help to get through this today. That something may be, okay, I'm only going to do a little bit because the rest of it scare the hell out of me. But something matters. Why? Same in fighting. Him moving his foot side to side changed the fact that he didn't get knocked out. Him moving backwards changed the fact that he didn't connect. Him moving a little bit quicker than him changed the fact that it's getting him tired. And it's saving his energy for the next round to KO him. My whole thing is, you got to think like a fighter. And a lot of us neglect... Shh. No. A lot of us neglect sports and how sports work. Because if we really look at how sports work, we will live our lives like we're the player. We are not players in our lives sometimes. We sit on the bench. And a lot of us ain't even going to try out for life. We just like, oh, I'm just going to get whatever is given to me, you know. I know I got talent and stuff, but I don't want to play. You know, I ain't got to play. Yes, you have to play in your life. If you don't play, you're going to diminish. You're going to fall apart, guys. One thing I will tell you, mental setbacks can take you out. It can take you out. Herpes will never kill you. But some of our mental setbacks, if we don't do what's necessary, will. It truly will. It will get you to the point where you will do anything. That's substance abuse. That's being in domestic violence relationships. That's selling your body or even allowing somebody to put you into that lifestyle. That's so many things. That's so many things. Being in situations you shouldn't be in. Not having clear judgment. That mental setback could put us with the wrong people at the wrong time and get killed. Or kidnapped these days. You just never know what can happen to you. But just that. I want y'all to stop thinking that nothing can happen to you. I think that's the case. A lot of y'all think, well, I ain't got to worry about that. You know, really nothing going to happen. I could be sad. I can stay sad. I can be all right with sad. I cannot feel good about myself. I can think that I'm ugly and disgusting every day and I'm fine. Nothing going to happen to me. I don't know who told you that mess. But I don't know where y'all heads at. But I needed to get out of the dirt. Because it's surely not in the clouds. Where I don't know why y'all think that you can continue to neglect your mental state. And you don't think it's not going to happen in your physical. Get your mental state together at all costs. I don't care what you must do. Get your mental state in order. Because we don't understand how powerful our minds are. I don't know if y'all have learned about subconscious. It controls everything. Everything. I want y'all to take some time to go on Google or YouTube and learn about different parts of the mind and how the mind controls everything. When you get to that point, you will understand I can't have mental setbacks. I have to get to a point where I control my mental setbacks. I don't care if you were born with those mental setbacks. You must learn how to control them or quote unquote manage them. Whatever it is, you got to learn how to say I'm controlled, not you. I have the ability to choose and not you. Question is, are you going to do that? So who is fighting for your life? Nobody else have to. Nobody else have to. I'm going to say it again. Nobody else have to. They don't have to. And I say that and most of y'all like, well, my parent have to. A lot of y'all parent don't care. And this may be me, but a lot of y'all parents wasn't there mentally. A lot of y'all parents wasn't there physically. Some of you parents, hey, stop it. Somebody's parents was the reason why they're where they are today mentally. Based off abuse and sexual abuse or neglection. So my whole thing is don't say, well, your parents, you know, I'm a mom. I have to take care of my kids. It's people who choose every day not to. That's why so many kids in the foster system. That's why so many kids homeless. Because people don't have to do anything. The only person who got to do something is you each and every day. No kids shouldn't have to fend for themselves, but they do it every day. They're humans just like us. They got a choice. My son is 7 years old. Every day he has to fight his own battles because I am not there. Truth be told, we was like, kids don't have to go through stuff. They go through stuff. We were kids. We know what we had to go through. We all have to fight our own battles. They just have somebody who can stand in and take it a little further that they cannot do. But at the end of the day, when it's a bully standing in their face, they have to make a decision to do what they need to do to protect themselves to go home that day. Or to make it through the day. So my whole thing, at the end of the day, what are you going to do to fight for your life? Mental setbacks don't have to take you out. It has to be a choice made. And a lot of you guys, including myself for a while, was not making the choice. Not making the choice. Make the choice for you. A lot of you just staying alive because you got kids. That's it. Honestly. Or it's because of your mother, because you know she loves you dearly and it'll make her sick. Or it may be because of your spouse, because you know he loves you dearly, or your boyfriend. But that's not changing how you feel about yourself. You're only alive just a little bit for the sake of another person. I want you to be alive because you want to be. Not because you know somebody will miss you. Or they may take their own life because you're gone. My whole thing is you want to live. You're not here for no reason. I hate, y'all gonna hear me say this. I hate cliche crap. I do. Because it has no power. It has no meaning to us anymore. We hear it every day and we're not moved at all. That's why so many people have mental setbacks, because they're not being moved to change. They're not being moved to change. And we don't talk about it enough. Situations we in cause serious mental setbacks. Some things that you went through in your life was traumatic and it caused some mental setbacks. And nobody helped you to manage. Nobody even told you that this can happen because this happened to you. Nobody even told you, you may deal with some of this and you may deal with some of that because you experienced such and such and such and such. They tell you, you're going to be fine, girl. It'll get better over time. Nothing gets better over time with no help. Nothing gets better over time when you're not doing nothing. Nothing gets better over time without any progression. You're going to be where you are today if you do nothing today. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but nobody's going to keep playing with us and thinking that things are going to change just because it's a new day tomorrow. No, it's not. And we can say that because we have seen it in different areas of our lives where things never change. Year after year, you're dealing with the same thing because there's no progression. It's no growth. It's no nothing. So you get nothing. And I'm sorry if this may sound harsh, but at the end of the day, I'm speaking to myself as well. I said some things to myself earlier. You want this, you want that, but you ain't doing enough. Or you doing nothing at all. How do you expect to get anything? You're going to be here tomorrow, and you're going to be here the next day, and you're going to be here No. Give me that. And you're going to be here the next day, and you're going to be here the next day because you're not doing anything. What do you expect? A lot of us feel so entitled. I don't know who taught you to be entitled. I don't care if you had money in your family. Who worked for it? It surely wasn't you. It was a granddaddy, a grandmother, a mother, a father, a aunt, a stepmother, a foster mother, or something. But you got to work to keep. Stuff just don't stay just because it was created for you. Just as much as you can lose your salvation, you can lose your inheritance. Okay? Nothing's going to stick without you keeping it and maintaining it and growing it and adding to it. A lot of us are not adding to ourselves. We came in this world, whatever we got, and we ain't even trying to add to it. Why? Why, y'all? We got to do better. We really do. Do better for you, not do better for nobody else. You want to be a best mom. You want to be the best wife. You want to be the best, sister, brother, whatever you may be. Become the best you for you first. When you start worrying about you and your mental state and your emotional state and your spiritual state, then everybody else will benefit. But until you do it for you, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. You can sow your life away in your with your money, with your time, with your skills. Yes, it benefits people. Yes, people are blessed, but you are miserable. Okay? It's great being a blessing, but you struggling along by yourself. I just don't believe in being a blessing and still struggling. Some reality need to set in. Talking to myself too. So with that being said, guys, I'm done. I did not see any of y'all comments because I blocked it. I wanted to not see it. So I'm going to answer questions if you guys have questions. Yes? So you guys got questions. Thank you very much. I always enjoy doing these with y'all. Thanks for taking the time to educate people on this subject. Knowledge is power, correct. Hey! So, guys, I hope that helped. That's all I can say. I hope that helped in any way. If you need to talk to me, y'all know where to reach me. The information is in that little box area. I have it there. So, if you need to ask me a question, overcomethestigma@gmail.com. You got to ask me a question. Or if you want to set up a session, I always tell people sessions are always better if you need to talk for a long period of time. Guys, y'all know I have upped our sessions, and they're not 45 minutes anymore. They are an hour now. I've seen the benefit of doing an hour than the 45 minutes. So I always want to benefit you guys even more. I never want to cut y'all short. So I have the holiday deal now, buy one get one. So you buy one Overcome a Phone session and get one free. So that's a benefit. You get 2 hours to talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you can take advantage of that right now, and that is $60. So hey, do what you need to do, and I hope this helped. Please share it and subscribe, guys. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.